I'd like to welcome you all to the Veterans Day celebration. 104 years ago, on November 11th, at 11 o'clock in the morning in Paris, France, an armistice was signed to end World War I. At this time, I'd like to salute the flag and ask all the people to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to have the chaplain read a prayer, please.
We can remove our covers. O God of hosts, we bow our heads in thankfulness for the victories thou hast granted us, to us and to those people who have united us with the stamp to stamp out evil and aggression, intolerance and greed. We beseech thee to bring the blessings of understanding to the family and friends of this and other lands, of those who have given their lives, that men may be freed. Grant, O God, that those closest to the fallen may mingle the pain of their losses with the ennoblement, light, and sacrifice for civilization, sacrifice for better world for this and other generations yet born. Grant us too, O God, the courage to so live with the family of nations around the world that the end of strife will be the beginning of enduring peace. Grant us patience in planning with our fellow men and women a world in which nations may resolve their difference by peaceful means. Touch thou the souls of people in every land with the enduring light of wisdom, so they may form brotherhood, which will strive to further the arts of peace under laws and ethics blessed by thy love. Grant us now thy continued blessing upon unity and strength that make victories possible in war, that we may win greater victories of peace. Amen.
Amen. On this Veterans Day, we commemorate the service of veterans of all wars. We remember how men and women set aside their civilian pursuits to serve their nation's cause, to defend the freedom of mankind, and to preserve and protect our precious American heritage. We believe our strength is on the field of battle and on the supply lines which we nourish our armed might, lay in the justice of our just cause against the forces of evil. We believe in our determination that made us better warriors because we fought with our minds, our hearts, and as well as our bodies. We recognize the service of our country. Her cause does not end without determination of military service. We continue to endeavor on behalf of the honorable world peace with a feeling of profound gratitude to God and to the men and women who gave their lives in the service of the country and the cost of the noblest of causes. Out of blood and sweat, we learned of purpose, sacrifice, tolerance, bravery, and discipline. There are solid foundation stones upon which a great nation built our continued quest for honorable deeds that we must cultivate these virtues. Could I have the next speaker, please?
The waging of war involves more than just the combatants who fight to the death on the field of battle. The fighting forces begin at the fireside and in the hometowns. The repercussions of war, terrible brutality, have chilled the heart and dimmed the hopes and dreams of many a loved one left behind on the home front. While the horrors of the battlefield may not have been our experience, we have lived with the terrifying loneliness created to answer an aggressor's challenge. In waging war, we have moved forward with a unity of purpose which made us strong, forgetting pettiness, egotism, and pride. Our hearts beat in tune with those in other nations fighting for freedom and the dignity and opportunity of mankind. In our constant quest for an honorable world peace, there is need for a unity of purpose if we truly are to move toward a brighter tomorrow.
If there be glory in war, it is almost incredible spirit which engenders those who offer their lives, sacrifice their all with magnificent abundance. Heroism becomes contagious, yet, too, in warfare, greed and brutality are epidemic. Too often, it is these later which persist in the peace that follows. Let us strive to see the same spirit and self-sacrifice is cultivated in peace has been exhibited in war. It behooves us to rear new standards of success, to inspire youth in peace as youth was inspired in war. Public honor must be given where public honor is due, not to the manipulator of a market, the seeker after profit, power of position, but rather let us honor the heroes of science who alleviate human suffering and carry to a greater height the standard of civilization. Let us honor those who in public service seek not how much they may secure from the nation, but how much they can give. Let us honor those who devote their lives to the education which will lead our children on to live and laugh and learn and love as we have only dreamed of doing. Let us honor those veterans who carry into ordinary affairs of life a noble idealism and sincere capacity for self-devotion. Let us translate the devotion of war into a devotion of peace. Let us will to live as well as die for our country.
Courage is one of the virtues born of war. The courage of individuals that face a danger, and the courage of nations to protect the weak and punish those the aggressor. There is bravery to be shown in peace as well. We may recapture the courage which turned the wilderness into cities and bound the men together under government. We can turn slums into comfortable homes, turn unnecessary certainty, and we can reach new heights of civilization by opportunity of the men and women of the nation. We have the courage to expect and work for a better way of life. We can turn slums into comfortable homes, turn uncertainty into certainty. Here, there can be romance in this challenge also. Bravery that fights for political and social, economic, and spiritual gains may be more difficult to practice, may be unsung when it's achieved, but it is all the more worth striving for.
War has taught us the lesson of obedience to command. The game is more than the player, and the ship is more than the crew. There is a greater discipline we must now pursue if we are to preserve this virtue of obedience in our quest for an honorable world peace. That is obedience to the law we, ourselves, make the voluntary discipline of citizenship. Under our system of government, we may change the laws by majority rule. We may pursue our neighbors to new theories or new courses. We may advocate in free elections the choice of veterans or plans. As good citizens, we follow the choice of the majority, whether the choice be the individuals or not. This is the virtue of discipline, which must be ours in peace. This is the lesson we must learn at home, in the schools, on the playing field, in organizations, in the community and the nation. It is the lesson of voluntary obedience to the decisions of the majority. We must now unmindful either of the conclusions of other peoples with whom we have joined in the quest for an honorable world peace. This is the higher order of discipline. And now, most of you know that usually Veterans Day, Christmas, Memorial Day, you'll see poppies being handed out. Obviously, the American Legions do it and ask for donation, but you don't have to give a donation. These have a meaning to them. And I'm about to read the Flanders Field poem. Now, the person that wrote this poem, his name is John McCrae. So John McCrae wrote the poem on April 15th after the battle in Belgium. For 17 days as battle went on, McCrae tended to those injured in battle. The poem, written after the death of a close friend, was first published. And the poem goes like this, and I'm sure most of you have already heard it. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the lark, still bravely singing, flies scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, we fell dawn, saw sunset glow, loved, and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye breaks faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field.
In time we can use peace that enable virtues of war and put behind us the ugliness of suffering. In peace we shall go forward together to scale new heights of achievement in unity of purpose and sacrifice for the common good and tolerance for those of different faiths and creeds, bravery and fight for social and economic gains and the discipline of good citizenship. We shall move forward in the sight of God in a strong nation in a peaceful world. I'd like to thank the people of Ayer, the fire department, the police department, the town, for giving us this time to say thank you to all the veterans living in past who have served this country without pause. They've done their duty, and it's us to honor our heroes, whether they're here or gone. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming today. Remember, you see a veteran today, ask them and thank them and ask them about their service. They love talking about it, but they won't talk about it if we don't have interest in them. So make that a point today. Also, if you're walking through a cemetery and you see a veteran, you see the name on there, inscribe it in your memory a little bit, maybe Google them. I think most of us know how to do that now. I just found out recently. But it's a great thing. So we're all around, and thank you very much.